police have confirmed that there's been a shooting at Centurion Mall today in what appears to have been a foiled robbery. However, it's still unclear if there are any casualties. To talk to us more about this is police spokesperson Dave Miller. Dave, thank you so much for your time. Now, we understand that there are still no reports of any casualties. What can you tell us so far about the shooting?
Good afternoon. Thank you. What I can confirm at this stage is there was an attempted armed robbery that did occur at the Centurion Mall in one of their jewelry shops. In terms of civilian casualties, I can report that there are none. However, one of the suspects that entered into the store was wounded during a shootout with one of the civilians. The incident occurred at approximately 11:30 this morning, whereby 4 suspects entered into the shop. 3 of the suspects were male and 1 female. Whilst they were busy attempting to rob the persons inside the store, a member of the public who was armed was able to react and protect their lives, and as a result of that action, one of the suspects was injured. He is currently under police guard at a hospital.
At this moment, I know that investigations are still fresh, but can you tell us anything about if this was an orchestrated robbery, and also if you are looking for any more suspects in this case?
Thank you. We are currently still searching for 3 suspects that are at large. We are currently following up available information. If that information does prove to be positive, then we will be able to effect an arrest with regards to that.
All right, so what happens in a case like this in terms of cordoning off the area? Is it safe for people to go to that mall, or have you just cordoned off a small portion of the mall? What's the situation there as it speaks to the operations at the mall?
Okay, currently the mall is fully operational now, except for obviously the jewelry store itself. The jewelry store is still being cordoned off, so the mall as a whole is now accessible to the public.
Are you finding that you're seeing more and more of these cases during this time, especially now that restrictions have been relaxed as it speaks to the lockdown restrictions? Are you finding that more and more robbers are becoming brazen in doing such things and such crimes at this moment?
There has been a slight increase in terms of these kinds of activities. However, the various policing precincts have put measures in place in terms of making sure that there's greater visibility. We have certain hotspot areas that we talk about where we know these incidents can occur, and we do ensure that those areas are visibly patrolled, as well as we have a sound working relationship with our external role players in terms of the CPFs, the community policing forums, as well as the various security service providers. So we liaise on a daily basis with these entities to ensure that situations like this are minimized.
A final question to you, Dave. Now, in this particular case, you had a citizen who came to the rescue. For many people, he was armed at the time. What's your advice in a situation like that, where a citizen is faced, with an active case of robbery anywhere in a public space, and they happen to have a firearm on them? What's your advice on what people can do? And I mean, is this something that you actually condone?
It's a little bit of a tricky question you're asking me there, but in general, you need to abide by the rule of law. So the rule of law is first and foremost, as well as the safety of the rest of the public. If it is a situation where people's lives are in imminent danger and you have to act, then you need to do what you have to do. But if it is a situation where your actions are going to escalate the situation, then I would suggest you rather hold back and not escalate a situation like that. In this specific incident, the person in question acted absolutely correctly, and we are currently investigating a docket of attempted business robbery.
All right, thank you so much for that, Dave Miller from the SAPS.